Kilbryan is a tiny Devon village that houses one particularly notable building, the Old Church House Inn. This may be a combination of public house and bare cottage, but it's to a neighbouring place of worship that Gordon Smith initially feels drawn. But will our spiritualist medium find the reason that links these two buildings in more than name alone?
It's like a pull. It's not even just I want to walk. It's almost like the energy pulling me. Literally at high speed, as though I could just walk and walk and walk very, very fast. There's something here. There's a whole line that I feel. In fact, if I could walk through there, I would.
Walk actually, through this wall bit.
If I could actually walk right through here, I would. Because although I'm walking here, I feel as though all the while I'm being pulled in this direction.
And why do you think that is?
I don't know if it's connecting the two buildings, but there's definitely a link. So, yeah. Blimey. Here. This is where I want to be. That's here. Just get pulled straight here, as though I could go in here. I feel a connection in energy between the two places. So whether it's a walkway or not, I don't know, but I do feel as though I'm pulled. So there's something connecting these buildings. There should be. The sense is to go in and to go down. And I do feel as though it's connecting to, to the house that we were in.
Now you said you think you know where the tunnel would have been. Is Gordon on the right tracks?
Yeah. Genuinely, I mean, I hear lots of stories of tunnels. We know for a fact there really is a tunnel leading from this church to the pub. Yeah, it is correct. There's no doubt about it.
I'm intrigued. I'd really love to be. Sounds silly. I'd love to go right under the ground here, but I know I can't get under there. And maybe I'll find something in the house, but there's something in it that's really in my gut, and that's, as a medium, that's a very powerful sign that there's activity.
Okay, let's head back to the house. In the days when religion ruled England, these escape routes were necessary should your faith oppose that of the monarchy. And this theory would gain further momentum once we had made the short walk back into this public house. So is there anything significant about this room?
Again, down, up, there's something about this part that I feel a kind of activity again. I would say from the bar back here, I get much stronger energy here. I do feel as though there's been ghostly activity, I would say, rather than spirits and stuff like that.
What do you mean ghostly activity?
The apparitions that people have appeared, or have been seen to appear. And again, I think it's coming from this energy. And add that with somebody who's maybe a bit hyper or a bit nervous or something, and bang, you're tripping this ghost, and I feel as though, again, there's a ghost. I've sensed in this part, again, here, below here, and above, always a robed figure is all I can say, a male figure in robes.
Right.
But I don't get any contact with him.
What colour robes?
Brownish, dark brown.
Okay.
Just heavy robes.
Okay. All right. Should we move on? Yeah. The thought of drinkers sharing this room with a monk may sound frightening, but it is in fact true. This same figure is also seen descending a set of stairs that have long since disappeared. But don't think that the upper levels of this building have escaped from apparent paranormal phenomena. In 1997, one guest was awoken by the sight of an arm pointing towards the church. And just minutes later, her petrified stare saw a bald man walk through the walls of bedroom number 1.
I don't know why, but I feel so what to lie down in this bed. But I do, I get the sense of like remembering something that's going on in here. But I also get a sense of looking over here. So there's something happened to my right.
Okay.
Again, I want to say a visual thing. Somebody's had a real fright in this room.
Yeah.
Very strong fright.
Yeah.
Right.
But I feel as though I could be lying here and just look and jump like this. That's the feeling I get. It's almost like tuning into a memory that's happened. If I open up to like the strongest energy or essence in the room, that's what comes to me immediately.
Right.
And somebody's frightened of staying here.
Right.
Predominantly I feel that there's some very strong connection to the church and that energy, and it's a good energy, but people are misreading it. Well, obviously if anybody gets a fright in the middle of the night, they're going to wake up and see somebody standing there.
So it's that energy that's causing these apparitions to occur,
Yeah.
memories from the past.
Memories from the past.
So people are picking up on the memories they're seeing created by this
Yeah.
energy. Right, I've got
Absolutely.
you. All right. Okay. And the frights didn't just manifest in 1997, as the current owner and his staff have all been stunned by events in both the bar and sleeping quarters. Oh, and just to up the ante, we were staying here too. Still, fear is no excuse, and based on David Wells's earlier reading here, this building's holy intent continues to transcend several centuries.
The first thing I'm aware of is an ecclesiastical figure. I'm thinking monk rather than priest, because they're giving me the monk prompt, not the priest prompt. He's quite strong in energy-wise, so probably visible to those lucky enough to catch a glimpse of him.
Well, what time period are you thinking of with him?
He seems to be around. I know it's quite a broad thing, but there are two numbers in my head. I have to give you both of them because I can't choose. 1600s. I know that's a broad sweep.
Broad, yeah.
But and I can't choose between the two, and I'm not going to because I've got. Okay. But for phenomena here, he seems to walk. It's almost like he's following people. So it's almost like he's right behind them, sort of listening to what they're saying. Again, there's this link with the church, and it's, the name, because you think, my conscious mind is saying, well, it must be related to the church, it must be Islamongers. So I'm having to dismiss that, although I can see a tunnel between here and the church. It would be down this way, so down this side of the house again, but there's something about it that it goes down and then it twists and comes in. I don't know why that would be significant, but it's very much, like a kink in a tail. It's kind of like that.
Okay.
And I don't know, is the church slightly higher than this or lower? Because it seems to...
I think it's slightly higher,
Yeah, it
isn't
seems to do that.
Okay.
Do that as well. But then my conscious mind is asking the questions that you would ask, which is, well, why would they need a tunnel?
This was our second direct reference to a tunnel between this building and the church next door. And with David adamant that the watchful male in here is actually an inquisitive monk, we move through to the pub's lounge.
I know this is like a loungy thing, but it feels almost as if that would have been a front door. Do you know how you have rows and rows, in some places you have weavers' cottages? It's that kind of thing. So everybody would know everybody's business. And I guess knocking it into an inn at some point would just make sense. Not just in here, throughout the whole place, there's something about the wood. It feels as if the wood's come from somewhere else to me.
I mean, for me, what's interesting downstairs is there's an awful lot of activity that's been reported in the bar area. So are you saying that you're picking... It's the monk. I know you're saying he likes to sort of stand over and watch you. Is he the sort of the sole culprit of the person that's causing all the phenomena in that particular space?
He has the type of energy that just by walking past the door, it might move.
So he's very strong.
Yeah, his energy is very strong, so just by will he could probably move a few things.
And is he here all the time?
He's not here all the time. He's not. He seems to go outside as well, around the exterior of the building as well. And maybe even as far as the church, people might see, something outside. But certainly I would say he's here often.
It's funny to think that a man, sort of, a monk who's very sort of, as you said, very much into obviously God and the spiritual side of things, to actually be... You're all right.